Disgusted. What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and I am here today with the review for Love After Lockup or Life After Lockup, Season 4, Episode 49. The episode is titled Busted and Disgusted. And I was disgusted with this episode, you guys. But before we go ahead and get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys are not yet subscribed, then do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys can do me this favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning your post notifications on, and sharing the video. And with that out of the way, you guys, without further ado, let's discuss Life After Lockup, shall we? All right, you guys, so next week is the season finale. Thank you for small miracles, because this season right here ain't been it for me, and I'm over it. So we're going to start up with the people that I care about the least, Brittany and Marcelino. So, you guys remember in the last episode that Marcelino was talking to their son, Gio, is that his name? I could be wrong. Gio, I believe that's his name. And he got the idea to renew his vows with Brittany. So, we see as they were having dinner and Marcelino was in the room going through their wedding pictures, going through their vows, and he, took one of the pictures and he took a little ring box or jewelry box and presented it to Brittany to ask Brittany to renew their vows. She said yes, and that's where they are. I don't care. We TV, hear us and hear us good. We, the people, are tired of Brittany and Marcelino. Like, granted, I know in the beginning a lot of us didn't see it from Marcelino, but we've come around to like him, but these fake ass storylines have got to cease. Why not give them a show y'all gave Mama June a show. Give them a show. Brad Loves Judy. They got a show. What the Flockas. Give them a spinoff, please. So that way I don't have to watch this shit and look at they boring ass scenes. I'm so sorry. So that way they don't have to make up stuff. We can just follow them in their day-to-day lives. See what's really going on in their lives, the real shit that's going on in their lives. It doesn't have to be this fake, manufactured BS. Give them their own spinoff. It's fine. Because, anything is better than Love During Lockup. For me, Love During Lockup is, of the spinoffs, Love During Lockup is the weakest for me. I watch it, I review it, but it's the weakest one for me. I prefer Life After Lockup and Love After Lockup, right? But here lately, I just prefer Love After Lockup because Life After Lockup, these last few seasons just have not given, and I think more so it's not giving because the people that they decide to bring back, most of them we just don't find that interesting, i.e. Brittany and Marcelino, i.e. the murderer and the deadbeat. I would say Amber and Puppy, they're not interesting. They're interesting, but their story is it's always despair. Let's pause here and move forward, you guys. So, you guys, let's go ahead and get the deadbeat and the murderer out. And the deadbeat wasn't in this episode. It was just the murderer. So, the murderer, remember, she's supposed to be she's supposed to be revealing it to Abby that Anthony is her father, right? So, the murderer and Abby went to a donut shop. And I was looking at Abby. I'm like, wow. She looks she is the murderer's spitting image. That is her twin. That little girl looks exactly like her, right? So Anthony showed up, right? And as much as I don't like the murderer, I have to say that this actually was kind of a good scene. This was a sweet scene. I really liked it, especially when they asked her, do you ever think about who your dad is? She said, nope. And I had to laugh, right? She's a kid, right? But then Anthony revealed that, he's her father. And she started laughing, but then she started crying. I was like, that was really, it kind of tugged at my heartstrings. And I was like, aw, that really tugged at my heartstrings. And I really did like that. And for that little girl's sake, I hope Anthony stays clean and sober. I know he was talking about he's scared, not necessarily about him being sober. I'm like, then what are you afraid of, right? And I think in a sense what he was trying to say is he's afraid that he doesn't want to do anything that'll, disrupt that little girl's life and make things harder. I understood where he was coming from, right? But I hope that he stays on the straight and narrow. I hope he stays clean. But here's my thing. the deadbeat was talking about, Anthony, him being clean, but wasn't the murderer also on drugs as well? So both of her parents have to stay clean. It's not just her daddy, it's her mama. So both of her parents got to stay clean. We TV, listen to me again, right? Let's have a little conversation. This is for me and you, We TV. Don't bring them back. Please don't bring them back. I beg of you not to bring the deadbeat and the murderer back. I really ask you not to. Like, I don't want to look at them ever again. I don't like either one of them. Either one of them. So there's not one that I like more than the other. I would prefer never to see both of them. That is it. That is all. So, in the next season of Life After Lockup, right? There are two couples that we can do without, for sure. Probably 3 or 4, because there's going to be another couple that I'm probably going to say, I'm tired of seeing their raggedy asses, right? The deadbeat and the murderer, let them go. Marcelino and Brittany, let them go. 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 Let's pause here and move forward, you guys. All right, you guys, so next up, let's just go ahead and talk about Amber and Puppy, you guys. Every time we see Amber and Puppy, one of them has something going on in their life, and it's never good. It's always horrible. So we see Puppy. So Puppy is with, she's living with Queen, right? All that stuff that she had in that room, I was like, oh, God, you gonna get rid of some of this stuff? Even Queen told the girl, sell some of it or take it to Goodwill, right? So Puppy asked Queen, like, have you talked to Amber? She was like, why? No, why you ask me that? So Puppy told her, me and Amber, we got into it at the gym, but, we made up and I went back to her house and, TC was talking about her drinking and, the shit hit the fan from there, right? So then we move over to TC and Amber and they're sitting at the table and having this awkward ass conversation with each other, right? And he told her he felt like she was deflecting with the abortion. I was like, ooh. I told y'all that man is pro-life. Not pro-life. That man is, no, he is pro-life. He's a pro-lifer. He also is a Trump supporter too. Just saying. I think that man, like, we might want to look and see where that man where he was at come January 6th of 2021. Just saying, right? So she tells him that she had 10 different appointments in Atlanta and he didn't come to not one of them. And that's one question that I have been wondering. I'm like, so did she get second opinions about that? Like, I have been questioning that for quite some time. Did Amber just take that one doctor's word about her liver and not go seek, multiple opinions about it? But I guess she did, right? And ultimately, I guess she did. Ultimately, she did what was right for her, right? I don't have an issue with it. So he tells her how her drinking, bothers him basically, right? So after they had that conversation, Amber went outside and talked to her mom. And, she told her mom that they had a good conversation. I don't think Amber's mama is feeling TC at all. And I, honest to God, don't even have a problem with that. I'm cool with that because I don't see it for TC either. And like I told you guys, I think he's a supporter. Just what he gives me. So later in the episode, we see Amber. So Amber called Puppy to come by the house because she is pissed off at this point and she's ready to go. Because now, see, now we can get into TC, right? Because he told her that he ain't attracted to her. Have you looked in the mirror, sir? Look in the mirror. Look at you. Look at Amber, right? Amber's a beautiful woman. You look like a hobbit. You look like a hobbit, sir. You funny looking at best. Then your hair ain't, no, sir. For you to tell somebody that you're not attracted to them, I would have looked at him and laughed in his face. Like, motherfucker, you done lost your mind. You think you can find somebody better than this? All of this? I mean, I didn't even think about it because they replayed that scene when Amber told him she got a gym membership and he was like, oh, that's good. That's good. I was like, no, wait, run that back. Like, again, do you think that you the prize, motherfucker? Like, no. Then she said that he basically blamed her for the abortion, right? I'm telling you guys, that man is pro-life. He doesn't agree with abortion because he said that that's something that she meant to do. I was like, ooh, girl, get your shit and get out this house, right? So she started putting me on everything that's hers. It was a picture of him. That picture said, not fucking me. So basically, everything in that house belongs to Amber. The bills are in her name. The truck that he's driving, her name is on that on the title, right? Or the car note, right? Her name is on it. I'm like, girl, get your name out of all of that. If he ain't got no license, no water, no shit, who the fuck cares? But get your shit and get the fuck out that house, right? Because I ain't never saw it for TC. Ever. Never saw it for the man. Never liked the man. You guys, can we... Let me know in the comment section. How do y'all feel about Amber and Puppy? You guys know I like Puppy, right? And I don't dislike Amber, but let me know what you guys think. Because I know I said that we can let go of Brittany and Marcelino. We can let go of the murderer and the deadbeat. Y'all think we can let go of Brittany and Puppy, Amber and Puppy? Y'all think we should let go of them? I would say yes if we don't get a better storyline from them. If we don't get away from the doom and gloom of the stories with Amber and Puppy. Because I have not, in the seasons that we've known Amber and Puppy, I don't think that I've ever saw one positive scene with these two where they're happy. They've never seemed happy to me. Maybe they should just be together. Maybe I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, and we'll pause here and move forward, you guys. All right, you guys. So next up, let's talk about Eris and Cameron, right? Now, I will say with Eris and Cameron, it's really interesting, right? Because we're almost at the end of the season, and I have to say that I truly do like Cameron. I didn't dislike Cameron previously, but I just kind of felt the way that, Eris rushed into this marriage with Cameron, and you had a daughter, and I would feel the same way if she had a son too. I don't think that you should bring someone new around your child that you barely know yourself, right? But her dad is coming to visit them, and she's a bit nervous about this, right? So when her dad got there, Cameron pointed it out that they do have the exact same face. I'm like, they really do look just alike, right? So her father asked them, why couldn't they go slow? And so Cameron basically told why. And I think Cameron, honestly, when Cameron came out, I think Cameron wanted to be grounded and wanted to have direction in his life so that way he didn't actually end up going back to what he previously knew. And I'm okay with that, right? Cameron did apologize to her dad for rushing things, right? Not asking for her hand in marriage. He apologized about that. So her daddy told Cameron them, like, now that y'all are married, take time, go slow, don't bring up, since y'all don't have kids, don't rush it. I was like, well, daddy, too little, too late for that, right? So we do see Eris and her dad. So they did go out, minus Cameron. It was just her dad, and Lena, right? So, her dad asked Lena, how does he treat her and her mom? She said he treats us like queens. Eris was like, yeah, he does. He helps her with her homework, her math homework, more than I do, right? So I love that about Cameron, that he's become an instant dad, right? Most people couldn't handle that. So I'm happy that Cameron is doing good, right? So then we also saw Cameron talking to Eris because his sisters are going to be coming out, right? And he tells her how his sisters weren't happy about the last time that she didn't go to the party. And she was like, but I was sick, and he didn't relay that message to them. I'm like, exactly, she was sick, and she told you that. And I think a lot of us have said that maybe Eris was pregnant at that time, because I believe she was too, right? But we're going to pause here, and we're going to move forward, you guys. All right, you guys, so next up, let's talk about Taylor and Chance, you guys. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This scene with Taylor and Chance, I was actually annoyed the entire time I watched it, from beginning to the end. Taylor and Bobby annoyed me. Chance annoyed me, and that friend Tanya annoyed me. Tanya annoyed me in different ways. It's like, lady, please butt out of this. I know that that's your friend, but girl, butt out, right? So you guys remember in the last episode that Bobby and Taylor were going to go pull up on Chance, right? So they pulled up on Chance. He's at the bar, right? And he's sitting there with Tanya. So before they could even walk into the bar, Taylor is already crying. I'm like, girl, why are you crying? Like, huh? So, excuse me, y'all. They walk into the bar. So Tanya and Chance were sitting in front of each other. They were talking, right? And I mean, you could look at the body language and tell that there was nothing going on. They were just sitting there. So I don't know why Taylor felt. I don't know why Taylor felt the way she felt about this woman. Granted, I do get where she's coming from about the fact that okay, so you guys are friends, but he never told me that you were friends. And here's my situation. Here's my issue with that. If you don't know that they're friends, you have a right to be upset with him. Miss Lady over here ain't done nothing to you. Miss Lady is not your enemy. You can say, nice to meet you, but I've never heard, he didn't tell me anything about you, right? And from the sounds of it, it does sound like he told her a lot about Taylor, which ain't a good thing. But again, that doesn't have anything to do with Miss Tanya. The fact that your man didn't tell you about his friend, right? So I will say though, when Bobby and Taylor came in, and when Chance was raising his voice at Taylor, I like the fact that Tanya told him, like, you're yelling at her. Dial that shit down, right? I was here for that, right? And on more than one occasion, Tanya told Chance, like, Chance, you are doing a whole lot and you need to simmer, like, calm it down, right? Now, at one point, it was quite a few times in the scene where she had her hands on his shoulder. She was just touching him. And Taylor's like, she keeps touching him. She's touching him. And even Bobby made mention that the fact that she's really touching him. I'm like, the man is drunk. I would rather her touch him than him punching y'all, because he seems belligerent at this point. I'm like, so I would rather her try to calm their friends. I would rather her as his friend try to diffuse and de-escalate the situation, right? Because he was yelling, and see, that was my thing. He was yelling at you, Taylor, and she actually stepped in and defended you and said you don't need to yell at her. And even when she even tried to ask you, are you okay? Come sit here. Like she was being a good friend to him, and she was actually being nice to you, whereas you weren't. It was coming off as a jealous girlfriend, right? That's the whole vibe that it was coming off with Taylor, was a jealous girlfriend. But then you got a chance of her being a belligerent, ignorant, drunk fool that was getting on my God. It was really getting on my nerves. They all were getting on my nerves, right? And like I said, with Miss Tanya, like, lady, you can see that this girl is clearly visibly upset, right? I would have said, you know what? This ain't got nothing to do with me. This is my friend. He wanted to meet up with me. We just having a conversation with each other. And, here you are. You're his girlfriend, the mother of his child, and you're upset. So you know what? Let me exit stage left and get out of this situation, because I don't want to be around it, right? But nope, Miss Tanya stayed around, and I was like, well, okay, girlfriend, do what you do, right? So again, like I said, Miss Tanya kept touching Chance, and I was like, Miss Tanya, Miss Tanya, Miss Tanya, Miss Tanya, Miss Tanya, stop touching him, right? Then at one point he went to the bathroom. Miss Tanya following behind him, and she's like, is she going in the bathroom with him? I was like, Miss Tanya, please don't go in that bathroom. Miss Tanya went in the bathroom, but she came out. I was like, thank God, because she's going to be mad. I was like, oh my God, what is going on here? Like, Taylor, it's an insecurity issue with her, right? I don't know if it has anything to do with her weight or what, but there's a clear insecurity with her. And it could be because she just gave birth. Like, I don't know. But you chose the wrong person to have a baby with. Let's just keep that a buck. You chose the absolute wrong person to have a baby with, right? So at one point, this drunk ass fool, actually, they brought 4 shots to the table, right? 4 shots, and they were all doubles. And he was like, I'm gonna drink these. Nobody else is gonna drink these. Oh, well, I'm gonna drink them. I'm like, say what now? Then he wanted to go get in his car and drive. He's like, ain't nobody gonna stop me. I'm on parole. I was in prison for 10 years, so I don't take orders from anybody or something like that, right? I was like, but you did for the 10 years that you were in prison, and you're still doing it now that you're on parole. So what are you talking about here? I got what he was trying to say. He was in prison. He's out of prison. He's on parole. He doesn't feel like he needs to answer to Taylor, right? I got that's what he was trying to say. But it's not even the fact of answering to Taylor. It's having an open line of communication with her. You asked this girl to marry you. She had your child. Like, you don't think that you should tell her things that are going on in your life, that you ain't got no job. Now, granted, she doesn't have to know who your friends are, but you can, I mean, if you guys have been friends for years, what's the problem with saying, hey, Taylor, this is my friend Tanya. Tanya and I have been friends for 20 years. It does look sneaky and it does look very suspicious when you think about it, right? Why have you kept this a secret from us? Wait a minute. Is Tanya the friend that he's had for years, or is Tanya the woman that works with him? I can't remember who was who. Because there's a woman that works with him that he's friends with, but then there's a friend that he's had for years, the one that he said bailed him out. I think that's Tanya. I think that was Tanya. And I'm going to go back to what I just said a few minutes ago. I don't know why Taylor was like, she's like, I don't know you, but, you know, you keep touching him. Lady, he's drunk. She was trying to calm him down. Again, would you rather he hit you in the face? Because, I mean, he was a little escalated in his word and the way he was. Now, when that fool tried to tell them that they were disturbed, they told him, you're disturbing the peace and they can call the cops on you. He was like, no, you're disturbing the peace. I'm the peace. I was like, say what now? Okay, I was over that scene. That scene and the next scene that we're going to talk about, these two scenes right here annoyed the fuck out of me. Let's pause here and wrap up this damn episode, you guys. Lastly, you guys, Monique and Derek. This is the couple that I was talking about earlier when I was talking about who all can go. Monique and Derek can go. I am so over this couple. They are annoying as hell. They are letting people like CK, Carlos King, they're letting people like him gas their head up. Let's just keep it real, right? Because he calls them the Monique and he calls them the Jay-Z and Beyonce. Somebody calls them the Jay-Z and Beyonce. And they do feel like, I think that they do feel that way, because I remember I heard people talk about how much they trying to charge people for interviews. Y'all are not that important to have an interview with. Like, fuck out of here, right? So we picked up where we last left off with Monique and Derek, right? And so the doorbell rang, remember? So we meet Monique's sister, Nicole, and her godmother, right? Oh, this scene right here just really annoyed the hell out of me, because nobody has any reason in this family. Nobody has any reason. So they're talking to Derek. Now, mind you, everybody says that they don't think that Derek is a good fit for Monique. I agree with them in that respect, right? So they bring up him cheating on her, right? He says that he didn't feel that him and Monique were even together when he cheated. I was like, say what now? Run that back, sir. That makes no sense, right? But Monique is too stupid and too gullible. She'll go along with it, right? So while they're sitting down, his phone rings and it just got silent and they paused. I was like, so nobody's gonna make, I was like, please don't nobody say nothing about that damn phone. Please don't say nothing about the phone. Somebody said, you gonna read the message? I was like, oh God, somebody said it. So then Monique was talking, now when Monique said that Derek sleep with his phone in his boxers, I was like, ugh. First of all, I would never want to touch it. Like, she would want to go through his phone. If this nigga is sleeping with his phone in his boxers, I'm gonna let you have that phone. Like, I don't want to touch it. I don't want anything to do with it, right? Now, granted, we might have, having sex is one thing, right? But I'm not, no. I definitely don't want it. I would never want your phone to just go through it in general. But the fact that you sleeping with it in your boxers, you don't think that she would just pull your boxers down and take the phone out? What is that supposed to stop? Now, unless you put it in between your ass crack, that's a different story. If you put it in between your ass cheeks, fine. I definitely wouldn't touch it then, right? Because I don't, no. First of all, I just have so many questions. Like, why does Monique do it's the insecurities when it comes to Monique? Because, like, So she wanted to go through the phone. Derek was trying to like, no, you can't go through the phone. So he eventually left to delete the messages that was in the phone. So the family's like, no, let her look through it, right? So she looks through it. She's like, let's go through the deleted messages. I was like, oh my God, what are we doing here, right? So she went through the phone. She found all kind of pictures and videos from women. I'm like, are you shocked? Are you surprised? Like, what the? Oh God, you guys. I'm just over Derek and Monique. Like I said, I really, truly do not want them to return back for another season of this show. I can't deal with these two. They annoy the hell out of me, right? So the girl that texted him, the family told Monique to call the girl. Now, Grant, let's go back real quick, right? So Monique, when she was going through the phone, she also found that he was searching for the girl that worked at the club the night before. I was like, are you shocked by that? Like, Monique just gets on my nerves. Like, she really just irks my spirit. She really gets on my nerves. I really can't stand looking at her. Then I kept looking at her in this episode. I kept looking at her makeup. Her makeup was not good. That makeup was chalky. That makeup was not her skin tone. And then she has acne. So she called the girl up, right? The girl says that she's a party promoter and that she is in Georgia. And they were like, you coached that girl. Okay, what did y'all expect? I don't know. I just can't. I can't with Monique and Derek. I'm sorry, you guys. I really can't. That's all I got. This episode was not it for me, right? Like I said, Monique and Derek, for me, they just don't do it. So let's go down the line of everybody that can go from this Love Up, Life After Lockup, right? Monique and Derek can go. Monique and Derek can go. Taylor and Chance can go. The murderer and the deadbeat can go. And Marcelino and Brittany can go. I'm still iffy on Amber and Puppy because, like I said, I do like them. I just want to have happier scenes with these two because every scene with these two is just it feels like I need to go take a Xanax or something because it just feels like I need to go take something that'll just give me upper, like I need to do something that'll lift my spirits because every scene with them is just down, right? But that's really all I got for this episode, you guys. Sorry that it's late, but shit, like I said, hell, nothing really happened in this episode. But I want you guys to let me know what you guys thought about it down in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, you guys. Turn on your post notifications. Share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe. Take care of yourselves, you guys. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys in the next one. So the next one, I still have to watch the season finale of Ultimate Girls Trip. So you can expect that between late tonight or tomorrow sometime, right? And that's Monday. So I will catch you guys later.